Hi guys. If you hear a really loud noise, everybody relax. Never been here for this. Today they are doing a mandatory testing by the BC, according to the BC Fire Code, that has to be done. If you're living in a newer building, and of course not everybody's going to get this because the codes, BC building codes, fire codes have changed over the years. We happen to have a system where if somebody pulls a fire alarm, you're going to have alarms go off in your suite. And so kind of interesting because we have a, one of those little smoke alarms or whatever. And so, and I know that works because when I burn toast, it'll go off. So whatever they're doing, I'm thinking is not involving that, but it might, I'm not sure. But I know in our master bedroom, we've got this little box and it has a switch on it. And I'm thinking that's what they're testing. Maybe that's what they're pushing, but we're going to find out. I'm hoping that the fellow that's doing it, and actually today it's Elite Fire Protection is the company that's in here doing this mandatory test. They need access. The building manager needs access to every suite, so you need to either be home, make arrangements for somebody to be here, or what we did a couple of years ago when we weren't here, we set her up with her own code for our alarm system so she could just come in and get that done. And it was just good for that one day. Know that you can probably do that with your alarm company. Give everybody their own code so you know when people are going in and out. Anyway, so this is really interesting, but this alarm is going to be going off every, 30 seconds, every minute for till about, I think they're saying 1:30 today. So if you have a baby or you have a dog, or you may want to, take them out for a few hours. If you have somebody that's not well, you may want to get them some earplugs. And if you work at night and you got to sleep during the day, this is not fun. But you know what? It's a little price to pay to know that you are safe, that, God forbid, if something happens, that's going to go off. And so obviously great success, it's working. So yeah, like I say, it's I'm hoping the fellow that's doing the testing today will let me take a little video of him, exactly what he's doing when he comes into our suite. We'll see if he's comfortable with it. I have not prearranged anything with anybody. And then the other thing, if your building is equipped with it, they will be also testing the sprinkler systems in the building with the recommendation that after later on today that maybe you run your washing machine without a load of laundry in it, just run the water through your systems, open your taps, let the waters run for a few minutes. So I'm assuming there could be some yucky stuff that is going to come out. So yeah, this is kind of cool that this is happening today because in August I talked about, if you remember, you are only as safe as responsible as the people around you are, and I was talking about the changes in the BC building code, and I'm still waiting to hear back from our fire chief to see if he'll do a little clip with us. So yeah, this whole thing. And remember we talked about weed as well when weed became legal on October the 17th. So yeah, so this all kind of falls into place. So like I say, it depends on when your building was built, whether you have these kind of alarms or whether you have sprinkling systems in your building. But good thing to know, if this is really important to you, you may want to look at a building that was built when the building code was in place to have these kind of things implemented. So let's go over here and see what's happening. Okay guys, he wasn't comfortable with me he was only here for maybe 30 seconds. I'm not sure. It was pretty quick, but mind you, I was more focused on trying to get him to let me take a little video of him while he was testing and looking what he was looking at. And that's okay. I understand not everybody's comfortable being on camera or on YouTube for that matter. It took me a little while, but you know what? I'm just going to be me. Can't go wrong, right? It's like always tell the truth and you can't go wrong. So anyway, but what I did do is I actually phoned Elite. That's the company that was here today. And so it is, now I didn't know this, and I spoke with Joe. Thank you, Joe. And she explained to me that 2012, the BC Building Fire Code was changed, that this is mandatory now. So that's really interesting. I didn't know that. I feel a lot more comfortable and safer that this is something that is going to be done on a regular basis. I knew it was being done, but that it's mandatory, and not just for me, but for everybody. So what I'm hoping for, I'm either going to phone Elite back and ask them if they'll do a little YouTube interview with me on about like who, you know, okay, I know this kind of building, we're in a 4-story wood building, that it has to be done, but what about a 30-foot concrete tower? Is that a mandatory situation as well? So I'd love to find out a little bit more. So you know, and I know it's a good information to have. And failing all of that, I am going to send a little this clip to the people at Elite, and failing that, maybe they could make a comment down below and share it with us, and they can read up on it. So I would appreciate that. Either way would work. And I've just put a little trailer at the back, and I just kind of showed, you know, the things that they were testing, our hallway, the bells, fire bells going off, and so forth. This is really important, and we need to know. I know some stratas have like sort of a captain on every floor, and they have a list. They're aware of who lives who, how many people in each suite. So God forbid if anything huge happens and they need to start knocking on doors, they sort of have an expectation. Do you have a pet that stays at home? I know when we had our place down south in Palm Springs, we had a sticker on our window, a pet lives here in case of emergency. We were giving people permission to knock down the door and get our pet out. So these are the things we want to be aware of, okay? So anyhow, guys, thanks for your time, and I hope this was helpful. And again, these are just my thoughts, these are my opinions. It's important that you do your own homework. Every province will have different fire codes, different building codes. Every state will. So make sure you do your homework, find out what your strata is doing to keep you safe. And if you liked this video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to stay in touch and see what I'm doing every week, subscribe. Thank you. And if you have any comments or can contribute anything, please do so down below in the comments. Take care, guys, and we'll see you next week. Okay, I stand corrected. There is one in the hallway. This one is in our hallway. Alarm in our hallway. We've got our sprinkler systems, which are everywhere.